More and more people are turning to dating apps to meet their significant other online. Dating apps, online websites, you name it. Even Instagram, actually. And in order to succeed, we need to know what the pitfalls are so we know how to remedy them. So I'm going to give you 4 things you must never do so you can succeed in the online dating realm. And stay till the end because I have a special announcement that's really going to help you take things to the next level. So first thing you shouldn't do is to share too much personal information too soon. It's important to protect your privacy and your personal information when you're talking to strangers online, because until you meet them, that's what they are, strangers. Avoid giving out your phone number straight away. God forbid you give out your address. You can tell them what you do for work, but don't even tell them where you work. Keep your conversations light and casual, until you've developed a certain level of trust. And if texting isn't enough, then connect with them on Instagram and send them a voice note. Expect one back. Voice notes are a really good way of getting a vibe and energy of a person before you meet with them. Next thing you should never do is believe absolutely everything you read. The great thing about this social media day and age is it's so easy to connect with all kinds of people. But it's also never been easier for people to pretend to be something they're not. So when you're starting out a conversation with someone new, don't assume everything they tell you is completely accurate. Still take what they say, but take it with a pinch of salt until you get to properly know them. You don't need to take them completely at their word. And yes, I have to say this, just be a little bit cautious of anyone who seems a bit too good to be true up front. Hashtag Tinder swindler. Because not everyone you're gonna meet online is gonna be genuine. People use filters or old photos, do little editing tricks to make them seem more attractive, or they may exaggerate their interests, their hobbies, their personal qualities, especially if they think it aligns more with yours to make them seem more appealing to you. And some people create fake profiles. Why? Because they just want validation. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they just want some attention. So there's going to be an element of vetting to weed out the people who aren't real and who aren't genuine. Because you only give your energy to people who are actually legit, especially about what they're looking for. And so I would say don't make any commitments to anything or anyone until you've done this part with them first. The next thing we should never do, and this is a big one, is to become a pen pal. So look, I know after everything I just said, of course it's important to build a certain level of rapport with someone before you meet them. I'm not saying that you should meet the person that night that you match with them, though, if I'm being honest, that doesn't stop some people. But there is a danger of texting too long. Personally, I would always recommend meeting with someone within the first couple of weeks that you matched and that you've been talking, especially if you haven't had any FaceTime or even a phone call to boot. Because if you're just texting, then A, it can make someone seem that it's not genuine and that you're just texting to have fun and you're not looking to move things forward. Or B, the other person can think that you're not interested because they've been trying to meet with you, but you've not lined things up as well. And because it's online dating, more often than not, they're going to be talking to other people just like you're probably talking to multiple people. So if you've chatted with someone for a bit and you really do like their vibe and you've done a little bit of investigation about them, then don't hesitate to meet with them in a public space. See if the vibe is there in person. Because when you end up chatting over text so much without actually meeting up in person, in real life, we risk only being able to talk to them over text. Like, have you ever matched with a guy and you had a really great conversation for a couple of weeks, and then you made plans to meet, you actually met him, and then the vibe was just dead? You guys met and the energy just seemed flat. A lot of the reason why that happens is that when you text someone and you get used to texting them, we tend to find a rhythm, find a beat, a playful push and pull with them over messaging. But that is over messaging. Over the table is a different realm entirely. And a lot of the reason why it seems to fall flat when we've texted someone for so long and then meet them is because in person, we're trying to implement that rhythm, that feel, that beat that we had over text, but it doesn't work in person. In person, it's always going to be different, mainly because it's a completely different way of communicating. I know it seems that we're talking, but our words only communicate 7% of what we're saying. 7%. 38% is vocal tone and intonation, and 55% is through non-verbal cues. So that's body language, hand movements, where our eyes are looking. So definitely make an effort to meet with them within a reasonable amount of time. Now, what if you want to meet with them, but they are having issues in meeting with you? Well, that's a sign that A, they weren't actually taking it as seriously, or B, they don't have the time to have anything available for you right now anyway. That they're not prioritizing it to make it happen. And this next thing that you should never do is don't ignore warning signs. I don't care how attractive he seems, I don't care how wealthy he seems, I don't care how eligible he may seem. Do not ignore warning signs when it comes to online strangers. If something seems off, always listen to your gut. Always listen to that intuition. Especially as a woman, there is a higher level of caution that you need to take compared to men. And some common warning signs that you should definitely look out for is A, frequent cancellations or rescheduling, B, a reluctance to meet in person, C, inconsistent in communication or behavior, B, a lack of information about their personal life, or D, an overly flattering messages very quickly. Anything where their stories don't line up. Because listen, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, if you are someone who's maybe quite paranoid about these things, but you still want to have the experience and enjoy some online dating and some online matching, then you can use some dating safety apps like Gatsby or Mama Bear. These apps cross-check with people and their criminal records if they have any. I know. Handy, right? And they didn't sponsor this video, they're just really good apps to use for safety precautions. Now, none of the things that I went through is here to scare you at all. It's just about having certain things and certain habits in place so that you can just enjoy it without having to worry. Okay, announcement time. So my new Claim Your Man program is now open. In this program, I guide you how to get commitment from the guy that you want step by step, right from the first date. I literally walk you through how to do it, any decisions and questions that you make along the way that is going to lead you to that fulfilling relationship from the guy that you like. Free spots are very limited right now as it's filling up quick. So if you want to get a spot on the Claim Your Man program or work with me directly, then click through the link below. If you're looking for a guy who sparks up your love life, make sure you subscribe to this wonderful tribe. And as always, keep it slick. Pow.